Morning, everybody. Been a long time since I've done a live video of artwork and stuff, which I haven't got to do much artwork until recently. It's been pretty sparse for about 3 months, if you guys haven't noticed. I've been out of town working for the past 3 months in Upper Ohio and stuff, which you guys probably, if you follow my main account that's not the page, of course, you've seen videos and pictures of my shenanigans out on the road. But anyway, getting back to the artwork and not about work, which I've been off for a bit because of my junk I drive. Got whacked in the ass and waiting on parts to come in. So yeah, fun joys of owning a vehicle and being around stupid drivers. But anywho, you notice I have several very rough sketches. I did loosely reference some of these poses off of stock photos on Pinterest, because where I've been hammering so much art out here recently, I have kind of slammed into a little bit of a block where I've been just having so many ideas, wanting to get them out and on paper and stuff. It's just like I've been on an art overdrive, and I have so many ideas I can't get them all on paper quick enough. So it's caused me to have a little bit of a creative, I won't really call it a block, but I guess in a way it kind of is, but it isn't. It's just where I've got so many ideas, I can't focus on what I really want to put, so it messes with what I want to draw. So sometimes when that happens to me, I'll go and lightly reference actual stock photos of stuff and I do, when I say lightly reference, I do mean just lightly, very lightly reference. Since I've drawn wolves most of my whole life and stuff, I don't really need to reference them or foxes. But on some poses, to make sure that I get the angling right, I will look at a actual photograph just to make sure the angling gets right. So that's what I mean when I say lightly. It's usually just to make sure I've got the angle correct on my drawing. Because even though I'm good at drawing a lot of poses and things from memory, sometimes I still get things off a little bit, which nothing and nobody and no artist is ever perfect, but you can get close to it, but never be perfect, as always what I say. Anyways, I noticed those ears was a little too long on that little fox. And the one little ear needs to be moved over just a little bit. It was kind of bugging me there. There we go. Sorry for the weird camera angles. It's hard to hold a phone and record at the same time. But you guys come here to watch me draw. You didn't come here to listen to me. Listen to my strange commentaries, which always accompany these videos when I do make them. So, because I already have like the roughs of these, it'd be a little easier to hard line these. I didn't really get to art much yesterday. I had a migraine most of the day, and it made me sick. It was one of those really bad ones I get sometimes. And my neck and head and stuff is really sore from it this morning. So I'm trying not to sit in a position or anything like that that aggravates it. And I had the point on this pencil sharpened really sharp, but I can never keep it that way when I'm sketching. I hate little sketchbooks. Can we just take a moment to acknowledge this fact in life that I do not like drawing in little sketchbooks. My mommy bought me this sketchbook, so she paid like $6 for this silly thing. So. I like bigger sketchbooks. I always have, because I have to admit so much little detail when I draw small, as opposed to if I can draw larger. And it's not that I can't draw small. I can. I just don't really like to. It's always been a learning curve for me is to do small drawings. I have a pocket sketchbook that's halfway full of art, and I've had it probably for over a year, and I still haven't finished it because that's like paper the size of my hand, and it's very crappy, and it sucks, and it just makes it hard for me to try to finish that sketchbook. I mean, I will eventually, but it'll take a while, like the Moleskine one I had back in 2016. I think that little sucker had 80 pages in it, and it took me over a year to finish that stupid thing. But it was a gift to me, so I didn't want to waste it. Just if anybody gets me a nice sketchbook, you know, get it in an A4 or something like that. Don't get me anything tiny. I really don't like drawing in small sketchbooks. I don't enjoy them. Though I have completed several little sketchbooks, doesn't mean I like them. Sometimes out on the road, these smaller ones like this are a little better, but still a pain in the ass.
There had been a few suspects in the murder, but nothing definitive. And a year later, tragedy struck 21-year-old Ellen Blau as she walked to her car around midnight after leaving work at the Subs and Suds restaurant.
Because as you can see with the fox, I ran out of friggin' room. If I had a bigger sketchbook, I wouldn't have ran out of room. I'd been able to draw the rest of her body, and it wouldn't look so weird.
Where she was strangled. Her body was left on a grassy embankment. The assailant drove her car back to town and left it on a dark street.
Try not to turn the paper, so.
Ellen's body was
Shit.
found days later. So
It's hard to draw on this little paper too sometimes and film because it moves so much where it's such a tiny sketchbook. That's another reason why I don't really care for these little sketchbooks when I do videos and stuff like that. They really make it hard because they move a lot, and I don't like that. And I'm using a number 2 Ticonderoga pencil. It does have bite marks on it. Sometimes I get mad and just take it out on the pencil. And this tone paper too, I'm not even going to lie, it's a little different to draw on because it's not really an overly thick paper, but it's not really an overly thin paper. It's just a strange consistency sometimes. And I find that pencils and sometimes colored pencils don't always act right on the Strathmore toned papers. Even though Prisma pencils freaking love this paper, except for the black, and it wants to streak and be grainy and be awful.
When Farron Wardrip was in custody for Tina Kimbrough's murder,
But I tell you, another color pencil that works really good on the tone paper and seems to really like it is the Crayola color pencils. They do really good on this paper too.
They could have come up with a suspect, as me being a suspect, if they would have just, I don't know, maybe paid him a little bit more attention.
And Little found more evidence linking Wardrop. Ellen Blau's best friend, Janie Ball, lived just down the hall from Wardrop, and the coincidences didn't stop there.
This Ball was a block down from where Terry Seelman was killed on Bell Street. So, I mean, when I saw that in the file, and knowing there was two different agencies investigating this, and knowing that they probably didn't put
I'm just
together,
basically fine-tuning
it really snapped together for me at that point.
these outlines and stuff like that. I may digitize like this one and this one. I may not detail them out in the sketchbook in color, but I may do them digitally for more practice and Ibis paint, which when I do digital paintings, they're actually done on this phone with my finger. I trace over the pencil lines with my finger, and it takes probably 4+ hours to a couple days to do on the phone. No different than what it would be on a computer with a art tablet, which I do have. But my tablet is one that you have to look on the screen of the computer because it's a USB tablet, which is a nice tablet. It's a Wacom Intuos 3, but it's fancy. It's just I have issues watching the computer screen instead of actually just having my hand on the screen drawing. So sometime I'm going to have to get a tablet that allows me to draw on it like that, like a Cintiq or something.
Little seized the opportunity.
I know there's cheap alternatives to the Cintiq, like Huion and stuff, but I like Wacom products. And I know and realize that you buy the name a lot.
But many. Not knowing which one was Wardrop's cup, Little had to act fast.
It seemed like an eternity looking into it. He was standing right over my shoulder. There was still some coffee in the bottom of this cup, and it had cheese cracker crumbs on the drinking rim. And I'd seen him eat the cheese crackers, and I said, "This has got to be the cup."
The cup was immediately sent to forensic
Sorry for the camera angles, people.
manager Judy Floyd. Examined the cup,
Sometimes I don't pay attention to how I have that thing angled.
noticed the cracker crumbs were still
Overlook me.
and felt sure she could retrieve DNA.
I swabbed the cup with a sterile cotton swab in order to pick up epithelial cells, and then it was the swab that I actually used for the extraction of DNA.
Floyd then compared the DNA from the coffee cup to the DNA from the semen collected from two of the victims, Terry Sims and Tony Gibbs.
When I observed the complete profile that I had obtained from the cells from the cup that Mr. Wardrop had used, I could see that his profile was an exact match.
And I'm sorry if I'm not too talkative. It's just
To find out how often this
sometimes it's hard just to talk and draw
population
because I get kind of in the zone and
is called a DQ alpha
stuff.
is a particular
I still post stuff to my YouTube,
number 6.
even though I'm not a big YouTube channel or anything.
Q alpha type
Never will be, because I don't have the stuff to sit and do my videos pretty nice and professional like a lot of these art YouTubers do, because
Enough that combined with all the other genetic types in his profile,
just don't have the setup for it.
profile would be expected
Would like to, but
only once in the world's population.
She also remembers calling John Little with the news.
I knew he was jumping up
I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
working together.
And plus, it would be hard for me to do weekly videos and stuff like that with my regular work that I have and do and stuff sometimes,
The Wardrip's fingerprints.
you know, messes with my creative,
that unless you could really just sit there and work with
my creativeness.
the print and know where it was at,
Because like I said, for 3 months I've been out of town, so I haven't really got to work on artwork much because I was working 10-hour shifts about 6 days a week. And lived out of a motel room and my work truck. So,
Piece of information.
but I ain't gonna lie, I had fun up there. Made a lot of friends and had a lot of cool experiences and stuff, so
Tony Gibbs
it wasn't all bad.
were within inches of justice when Farron Wardrip was arrested for their murders. And when he was confronted with the DNA evidence, he
Got to see a lot of Amish.
I don't think I've ever sat in a room with somebody who could have been colder.
So it wasn't far from
realized he was sitting next to the man.
one of the Amish communities.
Recognized me when I was from being down there getting the cup, and he claims he did.
As the interrogation was about to end, Wardrip confessed to a fifth murder. 2 months after Tony Gibbs' murder, Farron Wardrip told police he left Wichita Falls and went to Fort Worth, Texas. He met Deborah Taylor, a wife and mother of 2, in a neighborhood bar. Deborah had been there with her husband, but he was tired and had left the bar a few hours earlier. Wardrip asked her to dance, then offered to drive her home. In the parking lot, when Deborah refused his advances, he killed her. Wardrip dumped Taylor's body at a remote construction site. Workers found it 1 week later. Deborah's husband, Ken, remained a suspect for 14 years, although he was never charged.
It just destroyed his life. His own family turned against him. Deborah's family turned against him. Friends, everyone believed that Ken Taylor had killed his wife, Deborah.
Well, I think you guys get the idea of where these little sketches are going, and I do appreciate you guys for joining me for a little bit here this morning.
New DNA testing also
Just sketch around a little bit with these little fellers. So you guys have a good day, and until next time, bye.